The corner races at you. You have perhaps a crisis of identity. Am I a sportsman or a competitor? You lift, he passes. He won, you lose.
You have to be constantly monitoring whether or not that you're present or you're thinking about it, because even they won't be able to understand, Sometimes as an actor, you do something that, you feel like tectonic plates have shifted, but in the exterior, it just looks, just marginally different. So, you're constantly watching your own performance in a way, but ideally you put that much trust into your director that he's getting or she is getting what they want. And with Michael, I completely trust his taste, so it leaves you with less regret when you go home and feel like you didn't get it.
One of the things I found interesting about him is that he maintained this iconic facade with the glasses which were designed to generate mystique. And what this movie does is dive behind that into the insanely tumultuous personal life with the romantic triangle between his mistress and the house and his illegitimate son, which is his real home. His life with Lara, where they're bound together as both business partners, sometime lovers, that romantic triangle.
I felt like we were on a mission, with Michael, spending time in Modena and getting close to the people that knew her, going to see the real apartment where we felt so much sadness. Michael and I were there alone and we looked at each other and you could understand the deep depression that she was living in. That was the energy was everywhere in the atmosphere of that apartment. For me, that is always the part of the process of making a movie that gives me the biggest amount of happiness is the research. And this was very interesting because nobody knew a lot about her. So we wanted to give her some justice.
I've sat on pins and needles waiting for a confrontation scene or any kind of scene between you and Ms. Cruz. Was one ever planned? Was one ever discussed?
No.
Never?
No.
Interesting.
Never.
Only behind the scenes.
No.
Yeah, there was so much conflict.
Impressed. Like before the camera turned on, you should have seen the...
These cars were beautiful and they were absolutely savage. They had a savage amount of power for their weight. And if one thing broke, one tiny pin came out, there was catastrophe. So they had more power than you can handle on these narrow tires. So everything is terribly important.
After the prep we had for the movie, 2 months on the Rio track with the stunt drivers, I started feeling why racing drivers kind of put their lives in risk. The adrenaline it's absolutely amazing. It's one of those feelings that it's hard to get in with other experience in your life. It's super specific. For us, it was super important to have the experience for us as an actors to be on scene with the confidence, with the connection with those cars, for the audience to feel that.
I have a 19-year-old son who's getting up on Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. to watch Formula One racing. Do you have a newfound appreciation for this, or have you always been a fan of it? Or
No, I haven't. Actually, I didn't know much about Formula One before Ferrari, so then I started doing my research. I started learning more about the sport and about the history of the sport. And now I not only did Ferrari, but I'm doing Ayrton Senna too. I'm playing Senna on the Netflix upcoming series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're just about to finish shooting. And so this became kind of my thing now, to play racing drivers.